And hey, big news here staying in the SEC East. Tennessee, let's hop on down to Rocky Top because if you missed it, third string quarterback, technically, I guess he is now, Harrison Bailey, has entered the NCAA transfer portal. Let's throw that up on the screen. Of course, Bailey played a little bit as a freshman. I thought he looked pretty good. A lot of anticipation for how he would look in Josh Heupel's system, and he just never really got that chance. So certainly, it looks like his time at Tennessee is coming to an end. He was behind Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton, and I can't even recall if we've seen him on the field this season in the offense after lighting it up in the spring game. Harrison Bailey should have 4 years to play wherever he goes next. Of course, they had to dismiss the freshman Salter. Brian Maurer left. Now Harrison Bailey. How long's Joe Milton going to stick it out now that, he's not starting? Hendon Hooker, he does have an extra season of eligibility remaining, but will he return? And he only has that extra year because of COVID. Hendon Hooker was asked that here on Wednesday, so let's kick it over to Hendon Hooker.
And then you're a guy who, because of those COVID rules, I guess could come back next season. Have you thought about what you want to do yet, and when do you feel like you need to really start thinking about that?
I haven't thought about it. Really just concentrating on this season, winning the next ball game against Kentucky, and then currently, we're in the bye week, so, tightening up on nuances that we need to work on and, getting healthy. So I haven't really thought about it at all.
So now following this Harrison Bailey news, this could be the storyline of the offseason because depending on what Hooker does, either you're going into a season with Joe Milton as your guy or hell, I could even see Milton leaving at this point, considering that he's lost his job. Tennessee could be in a really, really rough spot here. I know they've got a touted freshman potentially coming in. Hell, nothing's official till they sign, but he's a committed Elite 11. I believe he's a high school All-American. Taven Jackson, I believe is his name, from Indianapolis. So they're getting in a good player, but you got to think that Tennessee's going to have to hit the portal to add some quality depth there at the quarterback position following this news. But in reality, how good of a player are you going to get if Hendon Hooker comes back? Not a real opportunity to start over Hendon Hooker, I wouldn't think. So, this is going to be a storyline to watch here in the offseason. Big question marks at the quarterback position, which seems like an annual theme these days. Now they finally got a quarterback. We'll have to see if Hendon Hooker returns. But speaking of, the offense, Josh Heupel, he also met with the media here on Wednesday, his only press conference of the bye week, and he was asked about kind of given an opportunity to make some excuses, and Coach Heupel not about to do that here during the bye week.
Josh, you've been around the game for a bit as a player and now as a coach. I know you never want to make excuses, but with the depth situation y'all have as a team, I know it kind of is what it is, but have you experienced something sort of like this before where it's sort of this thin in some spots?
For sure, this is the thinnest football team just based off the numbers that I've been involved with as a coach or as a player. At the end of the day, there's no asterisk next to the season, right? Our players and our coaches, it is what it is, and you're either good enough or you're not when you walk off the field on Saturday. I love competing with this group. They're going to compete extremely hard. We continue to grow that way. There's some things that we got to clean up that we can control that will help us play more efficiently at times.
So I just thought Tennessee fans would really appreciate this. I feel like the last couple Tennessee coaches, any excuse you go give them, they are going to take it. It seems like a different day here on Rocky Top under Josh Heupel. Still, he knows, man, these games count whether, the deck is stacked against him, so to speak, or not. Fans are not going to give you any excuse. You either get it done or you're not. And the last couple weeks, Tennessee's fallen short. A lot of that due to self-inflicted wounds. So they have got to get that cleaned up during the bye week because they got a hell of a challenge there on the road at Kentucky next weekend.